I had just gotten back from the infected zone, but I had to admit this would be the saddest yet happiest week of my life. When I told my wife of what happened in the infected zone, she made me promise that I would have to take early retirement 5 days from now. This would be my last day as my last week, I meant, as Jesus Cop. I only had 5 days left to crack the case. 5 days. If I didn't crack the case, the forces of Pazuzu would conquer the world. But in the hot room, the evidence room, which had become a holding cell for objects of insanely evil malevolency, well, I had a new addition to their crew. A bad hotel manager named Dembella. Oh, sure, when the chief said that I must be insane for thinking that a handgun I found in the infected zone was possessed by a dark voodoo god, he seemed happy too that I asked for early retirement. But I had to get Pazuzu to crack. I had to come up with a plan. I had to come up with a way to get him to confess. How could I do that? Oh my god, this is genius! Russian coffee roulette. Final Jeopardy. Oh yes. Don't worry, Pazuzu. I got 5 days to crack the case. I've been on this case almost a year now, but I will crack the case and stop the evil forces of Pazuzu. Hey there, Leviathan. I'm sorry I had to throw you out of there, you traitor. Oh yes, we will not have traitors like you in Pazuzu's crew. We will not have traitors insulting the integrity of the Pazuzu family. Now, right now, I'm gonna go play Russian Coffee Roulette Final Jeopardy with your old boss. Just remember, Leviathan, I didn't betray Pazuzu's trust like you, okay? I didn't betray the family, so feel bad about yourself and let that guilt haunt you for the rest of your life. Oh yes, this is gonna be the most deadly game of Russian coffee roulette yet. Oh yes. Hey there, Pazuzu. Well, this dance between us only has 5 days left. Then I get early retirement. And if I do not solve this case, which will be an ultimate victory of the fight between good and evil, with good winning, well, Pazuzu, the forces of darkness win. Little does the world know, Jesus Cop is the only chance for the forces of good to prevail. Now listen, God, you have some mind power over coffee, don't you? Well, you make the cup wobble, you disgust me, you fear-cause Russian coffee roulette so much you would use your demonic power. Now here's how this game works. You know what the worst guilt is? Somebody you've known well. Somebody that was close to you once. Somebody that treated you like a friend and betrayed you. Make an embarrassment of himself. You know how this game works? If I ask you a question, if you tell a truthful answer, I will not drink the coffee. But if you lie or remain silent, you clam, well, I drink the coffee. And after I drink the coffee, I tell a really embarrassing story. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Were you responsible for Dembella running a very amateur act hotel? 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. Okay, I drink the coffee, and afterwards you'll be embarrassed. You'll see a man that was close enough to you to be your brother drinking coffee, then tell a really embarrassing story. Me and my wife have been married for literally 18 years. And in that time, I've had sex exactly 4 times. Sex 4 times, and I have 4 children. You see, we have to sleep in separate beds because I'm Catholic. And we believe if you use contraception after you die, you'll be thrown into a lake of fire and burned for the rest of time. So, I just have to... I already was part of the Jesus crew, but I don't know, ever since I cheated on her. You know why I cheated on her? It's because of the no sex thing. When that captain tried to seduce me, it took exactly 3 seconds. Oh God, see, aren't you embarrassed? We sleep in separate beds, okay? Now listen, Russian coffee roulette, final Jeopardy. If I drink this coffee, I will tell you a story so embarrassing, so mortifying, that, why do I bother you, Clam? Why do I bother? God, 5 days to defeat you. 5 days. Oh yes, I will defeat you. I will defeat you, Pazuzu. Don't you believe it? Don't you believe you can win? Don't believe you can fly above me, cause I will soar over you. You got that, Pazuzu? Oh yes, in 5 days, the entire world will know that supernatural forces exist. Most of them want to kill you. There's nowhere you can hide, not even in a church, cause that's where I met you, huh, Pazuzu? After you killed that fine upstanding priest. So there's nowhere we can hide from people like you, and this is something the world needs to know. The world needs to live in perpetual fear of you, Pazuzu. Do you feel good about yourself? And like I said, call your mother in the retirement home in Hellmore. Don't even talk to me, Leviathan. Don't even look at me, you traitor. Oh God, betraying Pazuzu like that, you're a monster too. Oh yes, 5 days to crack this case. Oh yes, I would need all my investigative ability. I would need all my cunning, all my intellect, all the powers that I know I have to beat this case. Oh, my wife said I was oblivious. What could she be talking about? And in 5 days, I'll be retired and I'll have to be around my wife a lot, and I don't mind so much when she's at her mother's, because at least then, well, last time we tried to be intimate in her mother's house, she hit me with a rolling pin because she said, listen, if you don't give up sex constantly with your wife, you're going to have literally thousands of children. Well, Agnes was not the best at math lately. She was a little senile. Oh yes, Pazuzu, this dance between us is about to end, but I will beat you, Pazuzu.